I, in my lifetime, will not give pain to others physically or mentally. To the extent possible, I will remove the pain of others. I, in my lifetime, will not give pain to others physically or mentally. To the extent possible, I will remove the pain of others. I, in my lifetime, will not give pain to others physically or mentally. To the extent possible, I will remove the pain of others. We now expand our mind and bless the whole world. Rain may pour on all parts of the world timely and sufficiently. Food grains may grow abundantly to the satisfaction of all living beings. Leaders of all nations may grow spiritually and do good service to humanity. May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. May there be peace within us. May there be peace around us. May there be peace in the whole world. Peace, peace, peace. We thus conclude the meditation. Gently rub your palms and fingers, pass the energy over the face, raise your hands, take a deep breath, and exhaling, bring your hands down. And open your eyes. Thank you for joining the group meditation. As most of you are aware, that Saturday is a special day in our group meditation because we invite some senior person associated with Vedadri Maharishi and share his or her thoughts on some Vedadrian principles. And in that series, today we have Indra Srinivasan, a very professional IT consultant. She is also a certified project manager, and she has worked with global teams in USA, in Canada, in Germany, in India. She joined the Vedadrian system in 2003. In 2004, she gave a talk on realization of truth, and now she is going to talk on energy centers. So, a versatile personality, sharing her experience and knowledge with all of us. We all heard about energy centers in modern science, but our ancient culture talks about energy centers in a totally different way also. Today we are going to hear it from Indra Srinivasan. I hand over the mic to her and once again inviting her and all of you to this great function. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Aya. வாழ்க வளமுடன். A small correction. I joined Vedatriyam in 2023 of April. Okay. No worries, Aya. I'm feeling blessed to give many more years to be given on that. Okay. Thank you. Um, வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். Humble salutations to our Guru Sri Vedatri Maharishi. My sincere reverence and appreciation to my family members and profound thanks to my mentors and the entire Sky team. Invoking the blessings of the divine and our Guru to guide us all through. The focus for today's topic is energy centers and how this has been incorporated in the 9 center meditation in our Sky system. Never practice Sky meditation just by reading books or through self-taught measures. You must get initiated by a trained Sky master. Energy flows wherever thought goes. In the Sky physical exercise, we emphasize on the postures and movements, and it is all about energy awareness. For that matter, even during the relaxation exercise, we focus on each and every part of our body to promote blood, heat, air, and energy circulations. Not to mention, analysis of thought is the very first activity in our introspection session. Newton's theory is on gravity, mass, energy, and space and time. And Einstein talked about energy and space. Einstein's theory of relativity states energy is the product of mass and speed of light. When everyone was talking about the effect of mass on space, Maharishi boldly explained about the effect of space on mass. And therefore, energy, according to Maharishi, is the association of the God particles and the repulsive force. Now, let's talk about the life energy particles as defined in Vedatrium. The absolute space evolved into the primary energy particles, which again got transformed into the Panchaputas, the five elements. Planets, with the Earth as one among them, evolved from these five elements and then onto the living and the non living beings and culminated as man, as the human being. Particle in motion is energy. Simply put, we are an energy system. Consciousness is not happening inside us. In fact, we all are inside consciousness. If I can just state this in terms of energy, the energy does not belong to us. We belong to the energy. We are probably technologically connected, but fundamentally disconnected from within. Each and every cell in our body carries consciousness, the fundamental energy particle. The human body is composed of five elements, we all know. And this has been divided into three parts: the physical body, the astral body, and the causal body. And within the causal body, we have the three qualities of the sattva, rajas, and tamas. They exist in a perfectly harmonious equilibrium inside that. However, in the astral and the physical bodies, this balance amongst these three qualities is lost, resulting in dynamic interaction among the three. The seven chakras are the energy system in the astral body, and the nadis are the primary channels that distribute this energy. Harmonizing the chakras is all about realizing the divinity, the divine. Talking about the koshas are nothing but the sheath or the covering. Annamaya kosha is the physical body, pranamaya, the energy sheath, manomaya, mental sheath, vijnanamaya, the psychic sheath, and anandamaya, the bliss sheath in the causal body. We can even relate these koshas to the Panchapudas, the five elements in the order of the density. Earth relates to Annamaya, this is earth. Earth relates to Annamaya, water refers to Pranamaya, fire to Manomaya, air to Vijnanamaya, and space to Anandamaya. And we cannot talk about the energy centers without talking about the nadis. Nadis are not nothing but the energy channels. Make a note of the difference. Energy centers is the chakras. Nadis are the energy channels or the pathways. The chakras are the major points, and the nadis are just the the chakras are the major junction or the confluence of all these nadis, the conglomeration of the energies, the chakra. You can just citing to this particular picture in over here, you can think of nadis as the plumbing line. Energy centers or the fixtures, that is the centers, meaning all the confluence of energy going into the sink, the washroom, the dishwasher, the shower, and all this. These connect to the supply line. These 72,000 nadis, they spring from three basic energy channels. The three basic energy channels or the three nadis are the Pingala, Ida, and the Sushumna Nadi. The Ida Nadi is the left channel, the Pingala Nadi is the right channel, and the Sushumna is the central one. And also over here, you can see in this picture, um, there are two holes on either side of the spine, and these are all like the conduit pipes for all the nerves to pass. Now let's delve a bit more detail into the three nadis or the three energy channels. First, let's talk about the Ida nadi, which is the passive channel. The left channel terminates at the left nostril, and this activates the right brain, and this is associated with the parasympathetic nervous system. And this parasympathetic nervous system controls the relaxation part of it, known as the energy station of the moon. The Ida Nadi represents the feminine energy in our body, and the Pingala is the right channel, and this is the active channel, and this terminates at the right nostril, and it activates the left brain, and this is associated with the sympathetic nervous system, which controls the body's fight or flight response. And known as the solar power station, the Pingala Nadi represents the masculine energy in our body. The Sushumna, which is the central channel, is a very kind energy channel. This is a neutral nadi that passes from the base of the spine onto the top of the crown. Sushumna nadi is manifestation of the perfect balance of neutrality between the Ida and the Pingala nadis, and they all work together with the autonomous nervous system, and they definitely help us to adapt to different situations. So balancing the sun and the moon, the right and the left channels, they aid in the ascending and the descending of the kundalini. That is the rise and fall of the kundalini energy, which is the basic energy we talk about in our sky system. And this contributes or helps in the awakening of the higher consciousness. And the Sushumna Nadi is the one that links all the chakras. Now, I would like to draw your attention to the Vedatrium principle over here. We talked about the Ida and the Pingala Nadi represents the basic duality in nature, known as the universal field and the absolute space, which has manifested from the primordial state, the plenum, the ultimate truth, as narrated in the invocation of the divine song during our meditation sessions. Just a few minutes back, Balachandra and I uh, took us to the invocation sessions. And it is very important to remember that when we talk about the masculine and the feminine energies or the channels, it does not refer to the gender, but it reflects the duality of the creation, the very essence in nature. Some say that everyone has both masculine and the feminine qualities, and these qualities expressed differently in different persons based on their imprints and their life journey. As people evolve spiritually, they become less defined by their personality. This is what in Vedatrium we call as sublimation, and these qualities eventually come into balance. The crown chakra, which is at the top of the spine, is where both the male and the female energy is set to unite. Now, this reiterates the rationale for the Nadi Shuddhi and the vertebral clearance, that is the Tandavada Shuddhi, prior to doing our sky meditation. What are energy centers? The energy centers or the energy hubs or wheels of energy, they all mean one and the same. The syllable I'm talking about the chakra, the syllable cha represents chalan or movement, kra represents karoti or doing. So chakra is something that enables movement. Chakras are all symbolic forms. They are deliberate superimposition, and they serve as the focal points for during our meditation, and they also keep absorbing the cosmic energy all the time. From these chakras, the energy is distributed throughout our body. We can just try understanding this through an example. Suppose if we keep a paper in sunlight for several hours, will it burn? No, because the energy is all scattered. However, if we hold a magnifying glass a little above the paper for some time, it will ignite, creating a hole. This happens as the energy is concentrated or converged. Similarly, in our body, the energy is scattered all over, but there are certain centers where the energies are concentrated, and these are called the chakras. I hope now this clarifies the difference between the energy channels and the energy centers, the nadis and the chakras. These energy centers correspond to specific nerves and major organs of our body, which influences the physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. At a deeper level, however, these chakras define the seven centers of perception and experience. And there are totally about 114 chakras. There are many, many more. So for our discussion, let's talk about 114 chakras, and 112 of them are inside the physical body and two are outside. Of these, only 108 chakras can actually be worked upon, and the remaining four just flower as a consequence. And the number 108 has manifested in the human system because it has a profound significance, and it is also a significant number in the making of the solar system. The distance between the Earth and the Sun is 108 times the diameter of the Sun. The distance between the Earth and the Moon is 108 times the diameter of the Moon. The diameter of the Sun is 108 times the diameter of the Earth. Therefore, this number 108 is very, very significant in spiritual practices. These 112 chakras, they arrange themselves into 7 dimensions and 16 aspects in each dimension. So 16 times 7, 112. And it is these 7 dimensions which are generally being referred to as the 7 major chakras. The balanced chakras that are free from blockages allow the energy to move throughout the body, leading to a harmonious existence. As we all know, disruption in the flow of blood, heat, air, and energy circulations results in pain, and prolonged pain manifests as disease, and if not attended to, results in death. The chakras are often depicted like this, and they run from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Note that there are 7 colors associated with these 7 chakras. We'll talk about the significance of all of this shortly. And these 7 colors are the colors of the rainbow Vibgyor and the visible spectrum. When balanced, these chakras allow the energy to flow freely, promoting harmony and vitality. Imbalances can lead to blockages and disharmony, and these chakras are the powerhouses and are directly connected to the endocrine glands. Our reality is both particle and wave. So when the brain wave comes down from the beta state to the alpha state to the subtle levels, the energy will cause the coherence, and it facilitates merging with the universal consciousness. We do not want any kind of brain waves, but we want coherent brain waves, and our sky system facilitates in achieving that. Each of the 7 major chakras have 7 different associations. The root chakra, as you can see here, Muladhara, is located at the perineum, the space between the anal outlet and the genital organs. They connect us to the earth and our physical body. The sacral chakra, which is Swadhisthana, which is just above the genital organ, is about sensual pleasure and creativity. The solar plexus, the Manipuraga chakra at the navel, is in charge of power. And the heart chakra, Anahata, which is beneath where the rib cage meets, is about love and compassion. The throat chakra, which is Vishuddhi, which is at the pit of the throat, expresses truth and communication. The third eye, Agna chakra, which is between the eyebrows, is linked to intuition. And the crown chakra, Sahasrara, also known as Brahmarandra, is which is at the top of the head, which is the origin of the CS of the cerebrospinal fluid at the time of birth, and this is the gateway to divinity. And the flow of the energy through all these chakras goes in 2 different directions, and each individual chakra draws energy in and out of itself, connecting our body and the energy fields with the outside world. All the chakras are also connected together vertically just to nourish, balance, and support each other. The crown chakra is associated with the pituitary and the pineal glands and linked with the hypothalamus in the brain. This also helps in regulating the hormone secretion in the body. Traditionally, each chakra is represented by a unique symbol, also known as yantra. They also have reference to the seed sound or the bija mantra. And now we'll talk about why is all these chakras represented using lotus. Lotus is the only flower that grows in mud, air, and water. Mud represents ignorance, air represents elimination, water represents effort. So to evolve from the animalhood to humanhood to God, that is from ignorance to consciousness, is the underlying principle. And Muladhara, meaning the root, is represented by the 4 petaled lotus, and the square in the middle represents earth, and this is associated with the reproductive glands. Swadhisthana, meaning sweetness, one's own abode, is a six-petaled lotus. The crescent represents the moon, and this is associated with the adrenal glands. Manipura, meaning lustrous gem, a 10-petal lotus. The triangle in the middle represents fire, and this is associated with pancreas. That's why we talk about the digestion being connected to this particular energy center or the chakra. Anahata means unstruck, a 12-petaled lotus, and the two interblocking triangles in the middle represents both the masculine and the feminine energy, and it is associated with thymus. Vishuddhi, meaning purification, clarity, it is a 16-petal lotus. The circle within the triangle, it symbolizes the manifestation of sound, and it is associated with the thyroid and the parathyroid glands. The third eye, the Akna, meaning perceive or to command. At Akna, the count of petals become two, it reduces, because this is the merger of the two chakra points. The merger of the chakra, the two petals, which represents the Ida and the Pingala Nadi, the left and the right energy channel. And this is associated with the pituitary gland. And the downward pointing arrow here, that represents wisdom. Sahasrara, meaning a thousand petal lotus, it also represents infinity, is associated with the pineal gland. In terms of colors, like a rainbow, each of the seven chakras is associated with different colors. Red is the slowest of the vibration in the energy spectrum and is connected with the base chakra at perineum. And violet meaning this is more of a violet white as the highest color vibration, and it is associated with the crown chakra, which is at the top of the head. And between them, the other colors make up a beautiful rainbow bridge connecting the earth and the sky. The seed sound associated with each of the chakras are also given in this picture. They correspond to the sound lam, vam, ram, yam, hum, om, and some say silence is the seed sound for the crown chakra, which has a profound significance. And now talking about types of meditation. Why should we meditate? Life is a result of harmonious existence between the body and the life energies. The life energy keeps the body functioning well. In other words, the body is the container of the life force. And people all over the world, we face innumerable problems, both physical, mental, and emotional, primarily on account of the deplorable actions and habits, both natural and unnatural, self-inflicted. The natural causes are heredity, transit of the planets, and natural calamities. Unnatural causes are food, thought, and deed, the action. Even though physical exercise and righteous way of living play a very vital role in leading a harmonious life, there are many other subconscious, involuntary, autonomous systems that that needs a different level of harmonizing and balancing. Therefore, the system of simplified Kundalini Yoga provides us with 9 different types of meditations, 4 normal ones and 5 special ones, in addition to the physical exercises, Kaya Kalpa, and the introspection sessions or the activities. In Akna and Turiya, the frequency of the brain waves come to alpha frequency, which is 8 to 13 cycles per second, and also to theta frequency, which is 4 to 7 cycles per second. In Turiya Theta, it comes down to the delta frequency, which is 1 to 3 cycles per second. In the words of Maharishi, when consciousness is merged with the origin during meditation, the senses are at peace and the 6 temperaments come under control, wherein the greed becomes contentment, anger becomes tolerance, miserliness becomes charity, immoral sexual passion becomes chastity, vanity becomes equality or parity, and vengeance becomes forgiveness. When awareness is at its peak, there is no room for the 5 cardinal sins of falsehood, theft, murder, gambling, and sexual assault, and also the imprints are eliminated. When the individual chakras are balanced, they regulate the energy that comes in and out of the body, and we feel pretty much healthy and energized. When all the chakras are balanced, they work well together, like all the instruments in an orchestra, perfectly in harmony. But if any of the chakras are overperforming or underperforming or overactive or underactive, it's like an orchestra with some instruments playing out of tune. Chakras not in alignment manifests as physical and emotional imbalance, and instead of harmony, there will be cacophony. 9 center meditation. Within each and every one of us lies a gigantic energy ready to be used and manipulated in whichever way we want. The 9 center meditation has to be initiated and practiced under the guidance of a sky master. The meditation is done on the 9 centers, seven of which are located within the body, besides the 2 centers that are outside the body, the universal field and the absolute space. Meditation commences at the Muladhara chakra, followed by the other chakras, and it concludes when the mind merges with the divine state. Life energy particles originate from the sexual vital fluid that is situated in the reproductive glands, the Muladhara chakra, and they function within the endocrine glands located in the 7 chakras, that corresponds to all the 7 chakras. And these endocrine glands convert biomagnetism into various other chemicals that are essential for the functioning of the body. The psychological aspect of swadhisthana is extrasensory perception with the possibility of attachment to departed souls, and therefore Maharishi has clearly mentioned during the meditation on swadhisthana, we should restrict the duration to a minimum 1 to 2 minutes at the most. And the picture at the right side over here shows the elements that corresponds to these energy chakras. The earth. Earth corresponds to Muladhara, water to Swadhisthana, fire to Manipuraha, air to Anahata, and space or ether to Vishakti. Okay. Why 9 center meditation? We already talked about just going to the gym and doing physical activities, marathon, etc. alone are not sufficient. The nerve connects the brain and the spinal cord to other parts of the body. As we all know, constant physical and mental tension leads to destruction of the brain cells. And the brain cells, once they are destroyed, it cannot be regenerated. The pituitary gland regulates the functions of the body, and the pineal gland, that of the mind. Diseases creep in when the energy is out of balance, which is the underlying philosophy of the different systems of medicine. And as humans, we are all energy bodies. Diseases like colorectal cancer, tumors, acid reflux, food allergy, high liver enzymes, palpitations, thyroid imbalance, they all are caused when the cells, tissues, and the organs function out of balance. We cannot control these endocrine glands with a conscious mind, but only with the subconscious mind. Therefore, the practice, such as the 9 center meditation, is for the subconscious mind to be in balance and harmony. The endocrine glands have to be provided with biomagnetism at all times. The 9 center meditation has been designed with this in mind, where the meditation on the 7 chakras is followed by the meditation on the universal field and the absolute space, the divine state. Meditation on the divine state helps us become one with that. Talking about the nervous system consists of special cells called the nerve cells or the neurons. Every neuron is linked to 80,000 other neurons, and together they make up a very complex structure within the body. All systems come to a halt when the nervous system is affected. Paralysis sets in, affecting the body and the organs. So it is really, really important that we pay attention and then do all the maintenance, and that is required to keep the nervous system intact. The nervous system is broadly classified into central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, which in turn consists of the autonomous nervous system and the somatic nervous system. For our topic on energy centers, we will focus on the autonomous nervous system. And the autonomous nervous system takes care of the function of the organs like the heart, the kidney, lungs, and the digestive system. The autonomous nervous system is divided into sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. The human emotions like anger, fear, worry, they all come under the purview of the sympathetic nervous system. And the sorry, I think I messed up. The human emotions like anger, no, it's right. The human emotions like anger, fear, worries all come under the purview of the sympathetic nervous system. And restoration or normalcy is taken care of by the parasympathetic nervous system, as you can see in the small note in these slides. And also, the parasympathetic nervous system is responsible not only for the regulation of the internal organs, but also noble sentiments like love, compassion, tolerance, and mercy. And this is why there is so much of emphasis on introspection and meditation that brings down the brainwave to subtler levels. There is an anatomical evidence that communication between the nervous system and the endocrine system is heightened in these areas of the body, which can be evidenced through the Kirlian photography. The centers 1, 2, and 3, these chakras refer to or associated with the worldly affairs, and energy centers 4, 5, and 6 are for higher level, and then seventh center is the crown is the gateway to divinity. The bottom three chakras, the Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and the Manipura, they all are consumers of energy. That is expenditure of the life force from the body. And once this energy makes it to the heart, the Anahata, this is where it is amplified and it goes to the brain. And the brain starts going to a higher degree of coherence when the autonomous nervous system moves out of balance. The brain also is out of balance. When the energy centers are all focused and are in balance, it brings the brain wave down to subtle levels. And the heart is a conductor. The heart pulls the brain waves. When these two are in sync, we keep all the organs in our body in sync, and this increases the coherence, which plays a very vital role in our mental health. Muladhara, which is associated with the reproductive gland, which already has been talked about before, and this is responsible for the hormones estrogen, progesterone, and in female, and testosterone in male. And Swadhisthana is associated with the adrenal gland, and this is responsible for the secretion of insulin and control of blood pressure. Sorry. Manipuraka is associated with the pancreas, which regulates the body temperature and also controls the blood sugar levels and digestion. Anahata is associated with the thymus, and this is a watchdog. And this is responsible for the growth of lymphocytes that fights bacterial and viral infections and also diseases like cancer. Vishakti is associated with thyroid, the energy powerhouse in the body, and this takes care of the metabolic functions of the body. The hypothalamus and the pituitary gland, they work together to regulate the hormone secretions, and also the parathyroid supplies calcium from the bones to the blood. Acna is associated with the pituitary gland, and this is also referred to as the master gland, or in other words, it's also called the conductor of ductless glands. It receives the commands directly from the hypothalamus in the brain. It controls and regulates all other ductless glands in the body. And the crown is associated with the pineal gland, and it is responsible for the secretion of the melatonin. The pineal gland is the clock within the body that helps to regulate our circadian rhythm, the sleep wake cycle, and is capable of even receiving the universal magnetism directly. Um, how to balance or harmonize these energy centers? There are many ways of balancing and harmonizing the energy centers. Nine center meditation is one of that in our sky system. There are bandhas, asanas, mudras, crystals, and even certain food of our specific color, frequency technique, essential oils, so on and so forth. And other than this nine center meditation, which helps in harmonizing and balancing the energy centers, can we think of other practices in the sky system that activates the endocrine glands? We have Makarasana, neuromuscular breathing, the foot reflexology, the 14-point acupressure, which all helps in activating the endocrine glands. Okay, when we have been bestowed with so much of such a profound philosophy in our simplified Kundalini Yoga system, and this has been just given to us in a platter, why do we have to look elsewhere? Each and every aspect of sky system is developed using Maharishi's limit and method approach, neither too much nor abstinence. This is true even for this nine center meditation, and the duration and focus of each of that at each of the energy centers has been clearly defined. Depending on one's situation, this can be guided by a trained sky master. If the energy flows evenly between all the chakras in such a way none of them is underpowered or dominant, then our life will be flowing very smoothly. I'm not saying all our physical problems, the tricky people, the difficult situations in our life will magically vanish overnight. No, but we may feel more confident about handling obstacles and opportunities, and also we may feel very optimistic that we are heading in the right direction. Okay, fun fact. The pie chart over here refers to the personality type pertaining to the different dominant energy center in the world population. As you can see from here, the bottom three chakras are the root, sacral, and the solar plexus. They come under the category of the material earthly types. The heart and the throat chakra, that comes under the emotional or the communication type, and the third eye and the crown chakra, of course, is the spiritual type. If you wonder why the mathematician Fibonacci is brought into this topic, here is why. Fibonacci series is a series of numbers, as you all know, wherein each number is the sum of the two numbers before it, and the golden ratio is the ratio between the two numbers, that is approximately 1.618. The spiritual meaning of this Fibonacci spiral is often associated with the balance and harmony and perfection. And there are also a lot of fascinating facts that correlate the seven colors in the electromagnetic wave spectrum to that of the frequency and the location of these endocrine glands in the human body, which are all in perfect alignment with the golden ratio. It is also said that the human anatomy adheres to the Fibonacci ratio, meaning the distance between the shoulder and the elbow to the wrist, they all fall under the perfect 1.618 ratio. Even the DNA helix, it adheres to the golden ratio. Amazing is the explanation given by our Maharishi on how everything in the universe is characterized by pattern, precision, and regularity. Talking about consciousness, Maharishi has clearly expounded on that. Um, we live in the age of information overload, and we are all inundated with data. Too much analysis is paralysis, and rather than spending time trying to figure out the right fit, the safe bet is just my opinion. According to me, the safe bet is to experience and understand for ourselves the gift of sky system as given by Maharishi, as in the physical exercise, Kaya Kalpa, introspection, and meditation, and get benefited and pass on the benefit to the fellow humanity. I hope this information has empowered the audience with information to support and propel their sky journey. We can keep going on and on about Maharishi's contribution to humanity. This session attempts to just unveil the science behind the energy system, the energy centers, not the energy system, sorry, the energy centers, its relevance to Vedatrium and the nine center meditation. And these chakras are like the lighthouse of the soul, with good, strong foundation, with sturdy walls and a bit of maintenance. They help us to stand tall so that our light can shine. With this, I conclude the topic on energy centers and hand over the session to the host. Be blessed by the divine.
A very nice talk on the topic energy centers, that is chakras as known in spirituality. Thank you so much, our lady Indra Srinivas, for your excellent speech. Dear friends, now it's discussion time. Anybody willing to participate in discussion? Kindly just raise your hand. I will unmute you. You can join the discussion. Anybody?
Dr. Vijay has raised this thing.
Yes, sir.
Muted, yeah.
Dr. Vijaya?
You please unmute her.
Yes. Ma'am? Vijaya, you can unmute and speak.
Yes, welcome, Valamudan. Yeah, I would just like to add certain things to this since we are talking about the energy centers. And these centers, they have their own vibrations. And based on these vibrations, Maharshi has really explained in depth about how all things in the universe, from the infinitesimal energy particles to the enormous stars, planets, all the galaxies in the universe, and how they produce their energy waves. And he has, brought out very, good theory, which I will say that in the end. But whenever anything comes into contact with each other, the vibrations that go create waves, and these he called it as clash, and the clash results in reflection, whereby the portion of that wave under that impact of the clash, it bounces back, and the same thing is reflected. He has Maharshi has explained, when we bless, if we are suppose we are cursing somebody, I shouldn't be saying this, but if we are cursing somebody, that means it goes first to yourself. The first instance that it is reflected back to you, and then the source is actually poison. So what happens then under that influence or impact of the clash, since it's bouncing back? And then he talks about refraction, and then the refraction is nothing but it travels to another part of the universe, which it stays there, and whenever it's the time, it comes back to us. And then the next portion, he says, is about penetration. The penetration is nothing but it enters the object or it merges with the other waves. And the portion of the wave that returns to the source is again reflected, running back and forth between the objects, and then interaction takes place. So, I just love this part of how Maharshi has explained about how these energy waves are dealt with. And even now, when we are sitting all together here, we can strike our energies, we can reflect our energies, refract, penetrate, and interact constantly. From the moment we started, I think we are interacting with each other, even though we are not talking, we are not saying. But this what is the real philosophy or psychology of wave theory. So I just thought I will add to this, because I felt when energies are there from all the 9 centers and all over. We have universal energy and, of course, divine state energy. We have the wonderful, infinitesimal energy particles that are moving around. They are also doing the same thing. So, energies really play a very good part in our lives. So, always we have to keep our mind stable, calm, peaceful. And that's why Maharshi was always at that highest state. That's why he has, given us so much of positivity all around. It is up to us to take it. Be blessed by the divine. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Param, are you there?
Yeah, thank you, ma. Yes, ma. Yeah, very excellent, explanation about the energy centers. Thank you, Indra, ma. And the question regarding to this is, I heard about her saying the rise and fall of the Kundalini energy. So that just gave me a spark about, is that something related to the moon cycles because of the waxing and waning? And is that something associated to our, brainwave frequency? That is something putting us, even when it comes to taking a resolution, and that, one day you try to keep up with that upbeat attitude, and the next day you feel very low and you are not able to even cope up with that. That is how maybe those resolution also fails. So just want to get a clarity about it, and I kind of thought about the wave frequency and everything. So just Vijayama gave some clarity about how it works within us. So I just want some detail about it, how the energy centers tied with ida, the left nostril, and if that is something related to not able to be keep with the consistency with our resolutions or something like that. So yeah.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். Thank you so much for your question, Paramama. Over here, when I talked about the ascending and the descending of the Kundalini power, I was talking about the Kundalini, which is at the base, just getting going to the crown chakra, because this travel is very much essential for us to move between all the chakras, and this is the very first initiation we are given in the sky system, right? And talking about your and the Ida, Pingala, and the Sushumna Nadi, they are all the conduits or the energy channels that facilitates in the movement of the energy through all the chakras. So we in sky, we are initiated from the Muladhara, we go to Agna, and then that is the easiest, the simplest path. Then we talk about each and every chakras, and the rotation are all, the pathways are cleared using these three nadis or the energy channels. Coming to your question on the impact of the moon, the waxing and the waning of the moon, as human beings, we are impacted definitely by the planetary motion and all of this. That is the reason we even have this Panchaputa Navagraha meditation, the 5 elements meditation. They do definitely play a role. As I said, the body definitely absorbs the cosmic energy as well. And does it have an impact in the way we behave? Yes, it does have an impact in the way we behave, and that is the reason we would like to have a harmonious existence with the planets around and all the cosmic objects. And that was a very reason Maharishi has given this. And therefore, practicing those consistently and then being in tune with nature and also within ourselves will help us in realizing what we want to do, whatever be the resolutions we are taking into to implement in our life. Does that answer your question, Amma? You are on mute.
Thank you, ma'am. Chitra?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Indrama, and for the detailed explanation about the 7 chakras. The title itself is very impressive, actually. So, yeah, and thank you, Vijayama, for adding the additional details, actually. So, I have a question about the vibrations, and maybe both, like Indrama also said, there is a words like a lam, vam, yum, ram, hum. So you said, by reciting those sounds, will that cause any effects in our chakras?
Oh, yeah. Those, as Vijayama also has pointed out, each of the chakras have specific frequencies associated with that, right? And in fact, for that matter, even the crown chakra, they talk about the 963 hertz. That is the self-geo frequency, which is the God frequency. So when we all energy bodies, we have the sensory perceptions, right? So when we chant, the sound vibrations do create that impact in balancing those chakras. Yes, different frequencies have different impacts on the chakras. For that matter, when I talked about the different means and modalities of achieving harmony and balance, there are even asanas, mudras, and bandhas that helps in doing this. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. And thank you to Balachandran for the nice meditation. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Professor Balachandran?
Yes. Thank you. Yes, we are seeing Param also showing her thumbs up because she was in mute. So thanks, Indraji. It's a lot of energy from not only from Indra, Chandra, everything, You're connected everything with us, moon, sun. Yeah, so, great.
That is because I'm surrounded by beautiful celestial bodies around, like you and all the participants.
I'm only Balachandra. Okay, great. And she gave a complete this thing in just about half an hour, giving all the details. Of course, some questions were there about whether sound also, whether we can do that since sound vibrations. But though traditionally we've been talking about hum and all those sounds and say various lotus petals and all, Swamiji says in silence we'll be able to go even deeper. You see, so even he doesn't even ask you to go for visualization. Even visualization is more of dharana. But can you go to dhyana and to samadhi? So that goes towards silence. That's why we don't chant any mantras or forms and all that. That may be required in the initial stages, but Swamiji, that is why it's called simplified Kundalini Yoga, taking you straight by the energy transfer. You go beyond sound, you go beyond visualization, because ultimately divinity does not have any form or sound or things like that. That came much later. So in that way, Maharishi, in a very, very simple way, is able to take us beyond all these things. Okay. And thanks for everyone, Dr. Vijaya, Param, and Chitraji, and for all the participants. We had an excellent session today. In fact, I also wanted to add to this that when she said that Swamiji's contributions in so many different fields, today, day before yesterday, the 9th of January, exactly 50 years back in 1975, Maharishi addressed the United Nations Organization. And he said, for the world peace, when people used to talk about leaders getting together and then making some statements, he says all those things will not work unless individual peace. If each one of us is not peaceful, we cannot bring peace in the family. We can't bring family. I mean, so you have to start from individual, totally reverse. And he had the guts to say that 50 years back. And he said, I got a method also for that. And beautifully, 50 years after that, we have World Meditation Day declared by UN. See, this is Swamiji's thought force. All of us can do that. In one of his songs in World Peace book, he talks about ஆண்டு ஐம்பதுக்குள்ளே மக்களது நன்றென்றிட்டுக்கொள்வார். It'll take 50 years for people to appreciate and say that it is good. நீண்டு விடுகிறதே காலம். People may be wondering why it is taking so much time. But he says this is by understanding how the people and how the nature works. Things will take time. Patience, patience, patience. So let us develop patience, but at the same time work for a greater cause silently, and we can do great wonders. Maharishi is already done. Then we have Yoga Day, International Yoga Day is there now. World Meditation Day is there, and in 2002 we had World Peace Conference with Aditya Maharishi's ashram itself. So we are all very lucky. Let us imbibe all these energies and do great things to self, family, and to the whole world as well. Thanks for the excellent lecture once again, Indraji. Namaste. Over to
Thank you, Balachandranaya. I really appreciate you saying that because patience really pays, you know, as they say, patience pays. And also, like when if people are not joining when they are in 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, so they have been patiently waiting for so long to get some source. And that is where when the energy has merged with somewhere in the universe, and that has dragged them to this, you know, sky, you know, system. And also I have a feeling like, you know, when a habit, you know, I always tell that in my class too. The word habit, if you remove the H in it, a bit remains. And when you remove the A, BIT, bit remains. And then if you remove the B, it remains. So the IT is always there, that I. So the main thing is to get rid of, you know, that I all the time. And Maharshi has explained about I and we also. So thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it.
okay. Over to
Thank you.
Bharati, yeah, for announcements and
Uh,
blessings.
dear friends, let's all come to meditative state now to bless Professor Indra Srinivas. Professor Indra Srinivas, be blessed by the divine. Her family, be blessed by the divine. Her present and future endeavors, be blessed by the divine. Now, let's bless our senior professor and mentor, Balchandran. Balchandran, be blessed by the divine. His family, be blessed by the divine. His present and future endeavors, be blessed by the divine. Dear friends,
And
I have
Professor
some
Bharati also.
announcements.
Just a moment. Professor Bharati also let us bless for beautifully coordinating it. Professor Bharati, be blessed by the divine. Her spiritual service, be blessed by the divine. Her family and health, be blessed by the divine. And all the participants, let us all get together and we do something in return to Swamiji and bring this world a more peace, a peaceful world. So over to Bharati.
Thank you, sir. I have some announcements to be made, dear friends. We have a foundation course being conducted twice monthly, that is 1st and 16th of every month. Also, Kayakalpa on the second Sunday of every month. And you can also log on to www.kundaliniyoga.edu.in to get more information about Sky Yoga. Dear friends, meditation is conducted daily in our as our online program. That is morning 6 a.m. and evening 6:30 p.m. sharp Indian Standard Time. We are having meditations. And also, this is followed by Thought for the Day from the book Blossoms of Life, authored by our Guru. Please do participate daily and enjoy the bliss. Thank you all. Thank you, Professor Indra Srinivas, once again for an excellent speech. We would like
Is
to
Dr. Vijay has left, that she has spoken already or she wants to say something more, Dr. Vijaya?
No. I don't know why I'm not able to put it down.
No, your hands will always be up,
And,
as we wanted that way.
and
Okay.
I'm not able to. I tried, putting it down.
Okay.
I know it's not coming up. I don't know why. Sorry about it.
Okay, no, Vijay is victory. We want it like that. Okay.
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 Yeah, be blessed.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Indra Srinivas. Once again, we'll be happy to see you on and often in your screen. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, Professor Balchandran.
No, there was a question in the, just a moment. There was a question in the
Yes,
chat box. The meditation time is morning 6 o'clock and in the evening it is 6:30. Okay. So morning 6 o'clock, but before that 5:30 to 6 Swamiji's songs are played. 6 to 6:30 we have meditation, then followed by physical exercise in the morning. In the evening, there's a song of Swamiji from 6 to 6:25. At 6:25 we have Kaya Kalpa. 6:30 to 7 we have meditation. Okay.
followed by Thought for the Day.
Yeah.
Same ID.
Okay.
Please do join with your friends and family. Thank you all. Shall I conclude, Professor Balchandran?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, dear participants. We will again meet with another interesting Vedadrian topic next Saturday. Thank you all. Be blessed by divine.